People say life changes in moments, but no one ever tells you that sometimes it begins with just 5 words. 5 simple words that can rewrite 2 broken lives and stitch together the pieces they never thought could fit again. "Can I share this table?" That was all she asked. And the janitor, the man everyone overlooked, gave an answer that stunned her, and eventually thousands. If you're watching this, make sure you hit like and subscribe, because stories like this remind us that miracles walk quietly, often dressed as ordinary people. The cafeteria always smelled faintly of disinfectant and burnt coffee. Early morning sunlight leaked through dusty windows, touching the scratched metal tables like a shy blessing. Samir, a 46-year-old janitor with tired eyes and a quiet soul, sat alone during his 10-minute break, cradling the same old stainless steel lunchbox his late wife used to pack years ago. He never replaced it. Some memories hurt, but he wasn't ready to let go of that one. He was stirring the last spoon of lentil soup when he heard the soft, uneven steps behind him, one foot, one metal prosthetic tapping gently against the tiled floor. Before he could turn, a gentle but uncertain voice broke the silence. "Can I share this table?" He looked up and froze. A woman in uniform stood there, navy blues neat but worn, hair tied in a low bun, eyes holding a silent storm. Her left pant leg was neatly pinned up around the sleek metallic prosthetic. She looked strong, but tired in a way only battled as to a person. For a moment, Samir felt as though someone had pressed pause on the noise of the cafeteria. "You want to sit here?" he asked quietly, genuinely startled. She nodded. "Every other table is full. But if it's okay, I'd rather sit with someone who looks like they understand quiet." She tried to smile, but the exhaustion in her voice leaked through. Samir gestured to the chair. "You don't need to ask permission. This table is yours." What he said wasn't remarkable, but the softness in his tone made her blink in surprise. She sat carefully, exhaling as though her entire body had been carrying weight far heavier than the prosthetic. "Thank you," she murmured. "Most people stare, or pretend not to." "I don't stare," Samir replied, returning to his soup. "I've seen enough life to know a scar is just a story someone survived." Her eyes softened at that. "I'm Lieutenant Ariba Khan," she said, offering her hand. "Samir," he replied. "Just Samir." "Janitor," she guessed. He nodded. "Custodian, technically, but it's all the same. I clean floors. Make sure people don't slip." Then he added with a small grin, "That's my kind of service." She laughed, genuinely, freely, for the first time in months. Something in that moment felt safe. Their unlikely friendship began that morning. Every day during her physical therapy visits at the facility, she found him during his break, sitting at the same table. Sometimes she talked, sometimes she stayed silent and simply let the presence of another human steady her. It took her 2 weeks before she told him what happened. "We lost 2 good men," she whispered one afternoon, gripping her coffee cup until her knuckles turned white. "I should have been the third. But I wasn't. So I came back home with 1 leg and too many questions." Samir listened without interrupting. He didn't offer clichés. Didn't say she was strong or brave. He simply said, "Pain doesn't shrink you. It shapes you." His words landed deeper than he realized. The next day, she started using her prosthetic without the cane. She noticed something about him too, the way he flinched when ambulance sirens passed by, the tired way he massaged his wrist before mopping, the quiet sigh he gave every time he paused near the picture of a woman taped inside his lunchbox lid. One evening, after finishing her therapy, she found him sitting at their usual table, staring at that photo. "Who's she?" she asked softly. "My wife," he replied. "She'd passed 5 years ago. Cancer." He swallowed hard. "She was everything I had. After she left, I just kept sweeping. One day at a time." "Does it get easier?" she asked. "No," he said. "But you learn to carry it better." Their wounds, different yet strangely familiar, began to mend together. Life gave them separate storms but the same shelter. One rainy afternoon, when she hobbled into the cafeteria, soaked and tired from the weather, she sat across from him and whispered, "Samir, why are you always so kind to me? You barely know me." He lifted his eyes. "Because you walk like you're fighting the world, and no one should fight alone." That reply stunned her. She had prepared for politeness, sympathy, anything except honesty that raw. Their connection deepened. Therapy sessions grew easier. Courage returned to her voice. Samir began smiling more, even humming sometimes while sweeping corridors. But the twist of fate came the day Ariba didn't show up. She had gone into surgery to revise the prosthetic attachment. Complications happened. She lost consciousness. For 3 days Samir waited, carrying a worry he didn't know he was capable of. When she finally opened her eyes in the recovery room, the first person she saw wasn't her commanding officer. It wasn't a doctor. It was Samir, sitting in a chair beside her bed, still wearing his janitor uniform, eyes red from sleepless nights. "You came?" she asked weakly. "I never left," he whispered. "You asked me why I'm kind to you. Because someone once sat beside my wife for 3 days when I couldn't. I know how much it matters." She felt tears rise. "Samir, I don't know how to repay." "You already did," he said. "You reminded me how to live again." By the time she recovered fully, their bond had become something unspoken yet deeply real. She went back to service as a rehabilitation officer, guiding soldiers through trauma, the way Samir guided her. And Samir, he finally applied for a better position and was promoted to maintenance supervisor, something he never believed he deserved before. On her last day at the facility, she returned to the cafeteria. Samir was wiping down the table, the very one where it all began. "Leaving already?" he asked. She nodded. "Duty calls." He smiled. "You'll be great." She looked at him for a long moment. "Samir, can I ask you something?" "Anything. Can I still share this table? Even if I'm far away?" He froze. Then his voice broke slightly. "This table is yours. Always." She took his hand and whispered, "Then don't stop living. Because you helped me stand again. And that's a debt I'll repay for the rest of my life." They didn't hug. They didn't make promises. But something deeper passed between them, two souls who had learned to heal, not by forgetting their scars, but by sharing them. Months later, Ariba sent him a video message from her new base. She stood firmly, walking without hesitation, smiling confidently into the camera. "Samir," she said, "look, I'm walking better than ever. Because someone believed in me before I believed in myself." She paused, eyes shimmering. "Thank you." He watched it with a full heart, whispering to himself, "You did it, Lieutenant." People entered and left his life every day. But she had left footprints that no sweeping could erase. And if you're still watching this video, remember this. Sometimes the most beautiful transformations begin with a stranger, a shared table, and a little kindness. If this story touched your heart, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs a reminder that hope can sit down right beside you, when you least expect it.